Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 4th of March. So let's get on and actually look at what news we've got coming out today. It's not a great deal here at all in real terms. I'm just looking here. We've had the Swiss inflation data out already. Came out fractionally higher than expected, but that's pretty much it. We'll be looking at really the Japanese inflation later this evening at 11:30. So there's not a great deal there. Fed Harkus, a couple of speakers, 11:30, 4 o'clock. Australian PMI at 10 tonight. Not a great deal to be aware of there. Okay, so let's look at the technicals, and well, the euro dollar, well, it seems to have agreed to bounce off its monthly pivot for now, off its new monthly pivot. It's triple bottomed effectively at that point. If we can get a break of the highs here, that would suggest we'd get at least an equal throw, an equal distance of what we've seen here to the upside, but well, I say we should, we might. Short-term time frame, well, it's just running up on its own. You've got an untouched daily pivot. It also has, I'm just looking at, I mean, it's quite rangy when you look at this, and it might just find some resistance around these sort of levels just above here and roll back within range. So obviously nothing's guaranteed. It has got a hint of a trend there, but hardly a solid trend. More of a sideward price action. The pound, well, the pound's picking up a little bit here on the dailies. You can see Friday it did hold on to its gains in the end. It had a bit of a switch back, and it's looking half decently solid at the moment. Higher lows coming through there. On the shorter time frames, caught the pivot with that horrible gap down at the open by looks of things. That doesn't occur with all brokers, I'll add. Might just be my feed. This Pepperstone seems to have bigger gaps than other markets, certainly than Trade Nation. Okay, so looking positive, but already moved quite a bit. The US dollar yen, well, again we're seeing this move to the upside on the yen, softening again. It's rangy. We've got some scope for it to run at some stage back up to those highs. Maybe once at some point it will break through them. I'll probably wait until non-farm payrolls on Friday. We haven't got a lot of key news this week. We've got the Bank of Canada reporting, but there's not a great deal of news this week to get these markets rocking and rolling. So the yen at the moment, oh well, little tiny retrace where it's sitting at the moment. Maybe we'll get a shove up there in the continuation. It does still look pretty soft. Aussie dollar still hasn't broken my my signal line that I've popped on there. Morning, guys. It's not doing a great deal there at the moment, but again you've got this sort of triple E bottom sort of price action. Like we've seen on the euro, really. A break of these highs again, I would expect a bit more to the upside there. It is looking more positive than it has. US dollar CAD. Okay, CAD's really horrible. I mean, I was looking at these markets. Actually, I'll do a recording later on about these markets and this price action. But you see the price action here still really choppy, not really going too far. Maybe we've got the inverted, so we've got the triple top, and maybe we'll get a breakdown and see a move to the downside here. But it's all, well, they could just end up ranging. There's nothing there to really get it moving yet. New Zealand dollar trying a bit of a bounce on Friday again, like a lot of these markets, and again it's got a range. You can see really only on the shorter time frames. There you go, you see the range. A breakout at the top of that may be a bit more positive for it, but it's it's got quite a lot of risk sitting with it. It's a range at the bottom, and it's looking to break the top of the range area. Maybe the curvature will help it round. US dollar Swissy, we've seen a bit of action here with the news, the inflation data higher than expected. It's given it a little bit of a kicker back down. It's double topped into Friday there. I thought we might have got something a little bit more positive. Maybe as we're sitting into March, we're going to see the dollar sell a little bit more during the month, and we'll see these markets roll back again. But I wouldn't count it just by the one bar, of course. But it's just, well, again, it's got potential stacks of potential support. The pivot's not far below that support, so if we get a bit of an overlap, we could just end up chopping alongside with. Euro CAD still long on this, but it's tickling along. That's all I can say on that for now. It's tickling. Right, okay, I'm going to carry on looking at these Forex markets at around about 8:30 in the room. If you want to come and join me, it's the link below. Let's just have a look at the other markets for a moment, starting off looking at gold. And, well, goodness, gold certainly picked up on Friday and broke its trend line here and is looking somewhat more solid until it's got to its consolidation, but it's certainly looking better than it had been. It took a while before it changed. As I say, got the shove there, the unease, geopolitical unease probably helping it somewhat, but here we go. Crude likewise catching a bit of upside there. I think OPEC met over the weekend, and there was an agreement that production would be kept low, reduced. I can't remember which one it was now. It wasn't positive for the price. Negative for the price of oil. Quite tight where it's sitting here at the moment. I'd just like to get into a proper trend again, but it's, well, we've seen it chopping around. It's tried to break out, eventually broken out. So maybe now we'll start seeing more trend coming back into it. Now that will put inflation up. Inflation will go up. Interest rates will all go all over the place, and oh, you know what next. Right, the Nasdaq, the S&Ps last week went in and closed on a new all-time high there, pushing up, and the futures fractionally at the moment, consolidating around the highs. Looks like it's got more potential upside there than Nasdaq. Similar picture. What could bring these down, of course, is if we do see lots of high inflation, because it just means interest rates will hold longer, but it really isn't having a massive impact on these at the moment. We're seeing people getting in on these, particularly on the tech stocks, getting a good shove at this stage. Nearer to home, the DAX off a fraction this morning, but making new near-time highs, or had done on Friday, just run into its monthly R3 in the end. Well, wishful thinking for it to come back and catch one of these pivots. It's got a weekly and monthly. It was below its daily at the moment, but if it comes back to one of these weekly, either the weekly pivot or the monthly pivot there, we've got scope for a nice area of support and maybe an opportunity to get in alongside. FTSE still not looking wonderful, still in this horrible ugly pattern. Yes, it did end up closing up on a Friday, but it's off this morning on the futures, so again not really going too much. We do have the budget this week, of course, at some point. What time's that? Wednesday midday, isn't it, normally? Okay, that's pretty much it for me this morning. It's not a lot at the moment, but things develop on a Monday quite often. We'll see. Right, I'll leave that there. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Have a good day.